Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay our respect to our teacher, Pinat Loku Swamin Wahanse also by saying sadhu, 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 sadhu. Today we have a very special sutta to learn. I thought of first let you listen the sutta and then yes, of course, we can discuss the sutta. So I'm going to try a couple of things. So the first I'm going to use the Sutta Central has a version to read it by itself. So let's try to use that tool and find out whether it's working for us. And then we will go in the Sutta to the main topics which we want to discuss today. So, okay, I'll give you a small introduction about the sutta. This sutta tells about a kind of a conflict which has happened when Buddha was alive in between monks. So at that time, Buddha teach a nice teaching to be in harmony with each other, and not only that, so Buddha is teaching us a very important thing, that the vision, when we have the right vision with us, so how it lead us to attain the first stage of the stream entrance level or the Sotapanna level, and what are the qualities in that level. So those are the things in here Buddha teach us. So just start to listen to this story. When you are listening to this story, try to visualize what's happening. So in there, Buddha is there, monks are there. So try to go to the Buddha's time and try to visualize it and try to understand the real experience in your mind. So then we can discuss the sutta. Okay.
At one time the Buddha was staying near Kosambi, in Gositas monastery. Now at that time the mendicants of Kosambi were arguing, quarreling, and disputing, continually wounding each other with barbed words. They couldn't persuade each other or be persuaded, nor could they convince each other or be convinced. Then a mendicant went up to the Buddha, bowed, sat down to one side, and told him what was happening. So the Buddha addressed one of the monks. Please, monk, in my name tell those mendicants that the teacher summons them. Yes, sir, that monk replied. He went to those monks and said, Venerables, the teacher summons you. Yes, Reverend, those monks replied. They went to the Buddha, bowed, and sat down to one side. The Buddha said to them, Is it really true, mendicants, that you have been arguing, quarreling, and disputing, continually wounding each other with barbed words, and that you can't persuade each other or be persuaded, nor can you convince each other or be convinced? Yes, sir, they said. What do you think, mendicants? When you're arguing, quarreling, and disputing, continually wounding each other with barbed words, are you treating your spiritual companions with kindness by way of body, speech, and mind, both in public and in private? No, sir. So it seems that when you're arguing you are not treating each other with kindness. So what exactly do you know and see, you futile men, that you behave in such a way? This will be for your lasting harm and suffering. Then the Buddha said to the mendicants, Mendicants, these 6 warm-hearted qualities make for fondness and respect, conducing to inclusion, harmony, and unity, without quarreling. What 6? Firstly, a mendicant consistently treats their spiritual companions with bodily kindness, both in public and in private. This warm-hearted quality makes for fondness and respect, conducing to inclusion, harmony, and unity, without quarreling. Furthermore, a mendicant consistently treats their spiritual companions with verbal kindness. Furthermore, a mendicant consistently treats their spiritual companions with mental kindness. Furthermore, a mendicant shares without reservation any material things they have gained by legitimate means, even the food placed in the alms bowl, using them in common with their ethical spiritual companions. Furthermore, a mendicant lives according to the precepts shared with their spiritual companions, both in public and in private. Those precepts are intact, impeccable, spotless, and unmarred, liberating, praised by sensible people, not mistaken, and leading to immersion. Furthermore, a mendicant lives according to the view shared with their spiritual companions, both in public and in private. That view is noble and emancipating, and delivers one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering. This warm-hearted quality makes for fondness and respect, conducing to inclusion, harmony, and unity, without quarreling. These 6 warm-hearted qualities make for fondness and respect, conducing to inclusion, harmony, and unity, without quarreling. Of these 6 warm-hearted qualities, the chief is the view that is noble and emancipating, and delivers one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering. It holds and binds everything together. It's like a bungalow. The roof peak is the chief point, which holds and binds everything together. In the same way, of these 6 warm-hearted qualities, the chief is the view that is noble and emancipating, and delivers one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering. It holds and binds everything together. And how does the view that is noble and emancipating lead one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering? It's when a mendicant has gone to a wilderness, or to the root of a tree, or to an empty hut, and reflects like this: is there anything that I'm overcome with internally and haven't given up, because of which I might not accurately know and see? If a mendicant is overcome with sensual desire, it's their mind that's overcome. If a mendicant is overcome with ill will, dullness and drowsiness, restlessness and remorse, doubt, pursuing speculation about this world, pursuing speculation about the next world, or arguing, quarreling, and disputing, continually wounding others with barbed words, it's their mind that's overcome. They understand, there is nothing that I'm overcome with internally and haven't given up, because of which I might not accurately know and see. My mind is properly disposed for awakening to the truths. This is the first knowledge they have achieved that is noble and transcendent, and is not shared with ordinary people. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, when I develop, cultivate, and make much of this view, do I personally gain serenity and quenching? They understand, when I develop, cultivate, and make much of this view, I personally gain serenity and quenching. This is their second knowledge. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, are there any ascetics or Brahmins, outside of the Buddhist community who have the same kind of view that I have? They understand, there are no ascetics or Brahmins, outside of the Buddhist community who have the same kind of view that I have. This is their third knowledge. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, do I have the same nature as a person accomplished in view? And what, mendicants, is the nature of a person accomplished in view? This is the nature of a person accomplished in view. Though they may fall into a kind of offense for which resolution is possible, they quickly disclose, clarify, and reveal it to the teacher or a sensible spiritual companion. And having revealed it, they restrain themselves in the future. Suppose there was a little baby boy. If he puts his hand or foot on a burning coal, he quickly pulls it back. In the same way, this is the nature of a person accomplished in view. Though they may still fall into a kind of offense for which resolution is possible, they quickly reveal it to the teacher or a sensible spiritual companion. And having revealed it, they restrain themselves in the future. They understand, I have the same nature as a person accomplished in view. This is their fourth knowledge. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, do I have the same nature as a person accomplished in view? And what, mendicants, is the nature of a person accomplished in view. This is the nature of a person accomplished in view. Though they might manage a diverse spectrum of duties for their spiritual companions, they still feel a keen regard for the training in higher ethics, higher mind, and higher wisdom. Suppose there was a cow with a baby calf. She watches her calf devotedly as she grazes. In the same way, this is the nature of a person accomplished in view. Though they might manage a diverse spectrum of duties for their spiritual companions, they still feel a keen regard for the training in higher ethics, higher mind, and higher wisdom. They understand, I have the same nature as a person accomplished in view. This is their fifth knowledge. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, do I have the same strength as a person accomplished in view? And what, mendicants, is the strength of a person accomplished in view? The strength of a person accomplished in view is that, when the teaching and training proclaimed by the realized one are being taught, they pay attention, apply the mind, concentrate wholeheartedly, and actively listen to the teaching. They understand, I have the same strength as a person accomplished in view. This is their sixth knowledge. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects, do I have the same strength as a person accomplished in view? And what, mendicants, is the strength of a person accomplished in view? The strength of a person accomplished in view is that, when the teaching and training proclaimed by the realized one are being taught, they find inspiration in the meaning and the teaching, and find joy connected with the teaching. They understand, I have the same strength as a person accomplished in view. This is the seventh knowledge they have achieved that is noble and transcendent, and is not shared with ordinary people. When a noble disciple has these 7 factors, they have properly investigated their nature through the realization of the fruit of stream entry. A noble disciple with these 7 factors has the fruit of stream entry. That is what the Buddha said. Satisfied, the mendicants approved what the Buddha said.
Okay. I think you'll get a kind of understanding about this situation and about the Buddha's advice. And so, what are the qualities of a extreme entrant practitioner could have, and those things. So, let's try to go through it one by one. And so, first of all, this is a nice sutta, right? Yeah. So, before I go to describe the sutta, is there any special thing anyone caught? Like there are some parts you may feel like, wow, this is very good. Are there anything you would like to? It's just a review.
Bante, could you talk a little bit about Noble View?
Okay, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's the. I think that's the where we should start today. So, what is the noble view or the right view? So, when we learn Buddha's teachings, there are, yes, the Buddha saying that his whole teaching we can bring into a one word. Actually, there are one word, two different one words. So the one word is the Four Noble Truths. The other one is the appama, or that effort, that keep it like consistent effort. So the the when Buddha teach anything, so he teach us to understand, lead us to understand Four Noble Truths. So in Four Noble Truths, if someone understand Four Noble Truths as it is, we call that person has the right view or the noble view. So, and it's not a knowledge. It's not a knowledge at all. It's a realization. So that realization is the first stage of the enlightenment or the we call the stream entrant stage. So what he understand the first universal truth or the noble truth as a exact truth. So it's a realization of his own. So it's like this. So he understands that the suffering is a noble truth. If you haven't learned about Four Noble Truths, you may have a couple of questions how the suffering can be a universal or the noble truth. So in here, noble means it's like we say three things: tata, avitata, ananyata. It is the way happening, and no one can change that it's happening. So the suffering means not only the pain. When in here, suffering means anything arising will fall in conditioned world, because everything in this world, living being and non-living thing, everything conditioned. So conditions things subject to change, so rising and falling. So if we have attached or clinging to that, when things change, it creates suffering, it creates pain in ourselves, and this nature we call the suffering. So we can describe it's like birth, decay, uh, getting ill, meeting unpleasant things, missing the pleasant things, and of course the dying and everything. In brief, five aggregates of clinging. So he has a realization. Those are exact sufferings. So that realization is not holding by his teacher or his community, or it's not just a faith at all, it's a realization. Then the second truth, he has a understanding that cause for the suffering is tanha, or the clinging, the attachment. So it's a realization. So the third truth, he has a knowledge, he has a understanding, and of course that the third truth, that means that the cessation of suffering, that means when clinging eradicates, this the sufferings eradicate, ceased. So the fourth noble truth is back to cessation of suffering, so that uh, uh, he has a understanding within himself. This is the exact right path to overcome from sufferings. So he is a very energetic, very positive, and he's sure what he's doing, and he has his own evidence within himself. It's like this. So in one sutta saying, if if whole world is in the other side, if Buddha is this side, I'm in the Buddha's side. That sort of understanding. Because his understanding, no need to no need any recommendations, any guarantee from the outer world. He has his own realization. So that's what we call the noble view, or the right view. Yes, of course, everyone start with the shraddha, or the confidence towards his understanding, Buddha's understanding. But so when practice this, he will understand, he will experience that this is the exact truth. He overcomes from that doubtfulness. Still, he has questions how to achieve this, how to concentrate, how to eliminate defilements, but he does not have even a single bit of doubt. There is a other path, or this is not the exact way of uh, the cessation, to path to cessation of suffering. So that sort of realization he will gain. Buddha taught about that noble view to a two group of monks who used to fight from their words with each other. So then we can understand that not only in the nowadays, at that time also, there were living beings like us, no difference. So, and they, that the it may you feel a little funny, but they started argument about, so that Buddha, uh, so Buddha, when Buddha teaching his teachings, he does, there was a caste system in the society, like the Brahmins were the higher caste people, still it's in India, and then had the Khattiya, that means that the kings and the rulers, then Vaishya, that means the we call the traders, and then the fourth, the laborers. So that the society uh, had that these four levels, and that society, there were some rules, like the labor level people never ever can listen to that Brahmins teaching, and they have to pay respect every time, and they have that sort of a culture. So but Buddha taught these teachings, and it's a kind of a revolution, of course, because it's a kind of a very hard thing to do, because people, when they feel offended, they try to fight back. But Buddha, when he's delivering his teachings, so Buddha said that my disciples are like the ocean. To ocean, rivers come from different places, but when wherever that rivers comes, but at the end, there we don't say when it water comes to the ocean, this water is from Ganga river, this is from Yamuna river. No one separate, no division. We call this is ocean, and it has only one taste, that is the salt taste. So likewise, from any caste, anyone can come to this practice, and then they are the Buddha's disciples, and they, so likewise, so after when people comes from different castes, different cultures, so Buddha taught a way to live, like ethical conduct. So the way in that ethics, Buddha has given taught how to use the public restroom. These are the uh, common codes to use a public restroom. This is the common code to use the public room, because no one owns their own room usually in the monastery, so they just live for sometimes and go. And therefore, when you are living in a room, so you have to follow these codes. So likewise, in one code, in when using the restroom, Buddha said, according to that culture, that in Asian culture we use water. So after doing the things, so that the rule was, once you use that water bowl, you have to finish it, and you shouldn't keep water, and you should keep it in a way. But one senior monk didn't follow that, and there were very little bit of water. But and but the next group, a senior monk, when he came and see this, and he advised to that the other monk, you haven't followed this. So then that the monk who done that said, oh, it's a simple thing, just let it go. But that was the start of this problem. So then the students came to the argument, involved with the argument, and it was now it's not about the water, little bit of water, but it was a huge mess. So then, at that time, Buddhas came to that monastery, and then the Buddha gave, while Buddha is there, Buddha gave these teachings, and there is a big story and how the problems will solve, and the codes are added to the later because of that. So in there, Buddha teaching very special 6 qualities to follow peace and harmony. So this is a really important thing to practice in our life as a good ethic. Okay, let's go through it. The Buddha saying, um, "Ida bhikkhave bhikkhuno mettaya kaya kammam pachupattitan hoti sabbrahmacharihu avihecheva rahocha." That means asking monks to mendicants to keep your loving kindness, fear, bodily action, whether in your public or private. That means even those people are the present or not. Ayampi Dhammo Saraniyo Piyakarano Garukarano Sangahaya Avibadaya Samagya Ekibhaya Sangatati. That will help to keep the peace and harmony, and to make create the fondness with each other. And then Buddha saying, loving kindness verbally action, then loving kindness mental actions. Try to keep it with you even you are in private or public. And not only that, that means whether those people in front of you or not. Then Buddha saying that uh, whenever you receive something, even to it says to your arms ball. So that means when you are going the arms round. So in those days, of course, in some part of Sri Lanka, mainly in Burma and Thailand, still the practice that. That means that going arms round, we call the Pindapata. That means Buddha accepted the people come and offering food to coming to the monastery and offering food, but Buddha praised instead of that, having the ball and going the arms round. That means there it was the culture of India. Okay, nowadays don't expect monks who live in United States to go arms round, so we will end up with the trespassing, and uh, there were huge dogs around, and especially don't expect in places like Texas at all. So uh, so therefore, when when monks going with arms taking the alms bowl. So in my own experience, so when we go places, so in some roads, sometimes we find some delicious food. Sometimes, because it's in the morning, even nowadays, even people still sleeping, they suddenly wake up and, oh, so Bhante is there. They try to offer something, but they haven't prepared anything. So, but sometimes they receive delicious things. So Buddha is saying, when you receive something, try to share even things you receive to the world. So we had a very nice culture. So I can remember. So when there were 8 months in the when we practiced arms round. So four or three of us, we are going the arms round. You may have seen our balls are pretty big, so we can bring enough for the whole 8. So we are going arms round, and when we are going, so it's like it's a mindful walking. It's not like checking, oh, are there anyone there saying hi? It's not like that sort of round. So it's like keeping ball like this, and just looking very short distance and being mindful, practicing meditation and mindful walking. So while working, and when there is a house, uh, first of all, I check whether there are dogs, because in Sri Lanka their dogs are not leased; they are living their free life. So when we are going with foods, they are the one first count welcome us. So if so, I avoid. So if usually the right way is when go and staying for some time in front of the house without making any noise. And if someone offered, receiving that, close the showing that's enough, and then go into the next house. And once it's full, we come back. And if anyone doesn't offer anything, that's okay, and no expectation. And it's like a mix of different foods. So what we do when we come to the monastery, the monks who are staying at the monastery do the morning chores like sweeping and offering things to Buddha or preparing things. And then we put all the food into to a one big dish, and we try to find the things which haven't mixed a lot and try to keep it aside. And usually the rice and curry, like mixed rice, and then we take the best portion and offer that to the Buddha, and we have our meal. So the monks who finished the meal the last clean the stuff and go back to the kuti or the room cottage. So likewise, that's how we practice. So the Buddha saying to keep that loving kindness and harmony with you when you receive something, even a slightly bit of thing to your bowl, try to share it with the other monks. So then Buddha saying, so try to observe and protect the precepts uh, very well. So if not, that will can create an argument. That was the reason the problem occurs. So then Buddha saying that the most important thing is not that the noble view, that means that great determination, idea, willingness to attain the nibbana or the supreme bliss of happiness, or the understand the Four Noble Truths and eradicate these clingings. So Buddha saying, if you can remember the sutta saying example called the like a bungalow. So it's like this. It called in Sinhala we call Kani Mandala. Let me see check the Pali word for that. Yeah, Kotagarasa Etang Aggans. Yes. Yeah. In Kotagara, the Kotagara means it's a building. Okay, it's like this. It's a building. It does in that building roof does not have any column to hold the weight, so that it's like every it's I don't know how to call that. Every timber connect to a one middle, but that middle thing we call the Kani Mandala does not have any lift or help from a column. So that means that the weight the weight transfer through the each timber. So if couple of timbers disconnected, that the whole roof will collapse. So likewise, the Kanimandal, or the main thing in the middle of that building, is helping to keep the whole building as a one unit, because the other side connected to the wall, and then it helped to create a big room as a whole, create a whole without any interruptions. So Buddha saying like that middle thing is the noble view. So if you have that, eventually the other things will have. So then Buddha saying the noble view, when you have that, then Buddha talk about the qualities. So the 5 qualities, let's go through it. Punacha param bhikkhave bhikkhuno metta mano kamma punacha param bhikkhave ayampi dhammo. So I am Bhikkhave bhikkhu yan ditti arya niyanika takkarasa samadukkakkhave. That's right. And ayampi dhammo. Right. These 6 warm-hearted qualities make for fondness and respect and conduct into inclusion, harmony, and unity without quarreling. On of these six warm-hearted qualities, the chief is the view that is the noble, emancipating, and delivers one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering. It holds the binds everything together. It's like a bungalow. The roof peak is the chief point, which is hold the binds everything together. In the same way, this help, and then Buddha saying, and how does this view that is noble and emancipating lead one who practices it to the complete ending of suffering? So in there, and so uh, we have to go understand this. See that Buddha saying, "Ida bhikkhave bhikkhuno aranyagato va rukkhamulagato va sunyagaragatho iti patisanchikkati." So this is a nice thing to understand that. So when we think about meditation, we always try to find an anchor point or breathing or something. But in here, see the Buddha saying, when mendicant has gone to a wilderness or to the root of a tree or to an empty hut and reflect like this. So instead of try to find a anchor point to focus, what the monk doing is he's just reflecting. What he's reflecting, anything that I am overcome with internally and haven't given up, because of which I might not accurately know and see. I'll read the Pali and I'll give the simple translation. You can go through the sutta. Okay, right. Either so Buddha is saying there, Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu aranyagatva rukkamulagatva sunyagaragatva iti patisanchikati. A monk going to a space somewhere he can practice meditation peacefully. Attiniko me tam pariyuttitam ajjattam appahina yenaham pariyuttanena pariyuttita chitto yatabhutanna janena passe. Are there any sort of thing which hasn't eradicated yet, which lead me to not to understand and see and realize things as it is? So then Buddha is saying, what are those? Those are sache bhikkhave bhikkhu kama pariyuttito hot. That means pakama raga pariyuttito hot. That means that a mind with going through too much sensual pleasures and going through with too much anger, going through with the sleepy and drowsiness, going through with restless mind, thought patterns, going through with doubtfulness. So those are the things which lead, and those are the things the we call the hindrances, not let us to understand this world as it is. When he is reflecting that, and of course there are things that which can create the conflicts and that that the thought patterns, whether there are existing another world or not, those doubtfulness, everything comes with these five hindrances. So then he come to a realization that there is no such a defilement in myself when I'm going through that, and those things have uh, uh, gone away from my life. And then they say like suppani hitang me manasang Satchanam bodhayati. My mind is ready to understand the truth as it is. Idamassa patama jnanam adhikatang hoti alayan lokuttarang asadharanam potujjana. This is the first realization which I have achieved. It's noble, and it is incomparable with the knowledge which we gain in the regular life, and that realization can compare with the regular people in the world. So we call the putujjana. So the second one is Punachaparam Bhikkhave Arya Savaka iti patisanchikkat. He's reflecting again Imanuko ditya asevanto. When I'm practicing this noble vision and practicing it really well, bhavento bahuli karanto, labami pacchattan samata, labami pacchanta nibbutante. Whether I am experiencing calmness and whether I'm experiencing nibbuting means that eradication of the defilements. That means it's like a experience in the kind of a nibbana, stillness, that real freedom. So then he's come to realization, yes, I'm experiencing that. That is the second one. Then the third one, when he's reflecting, try to find yata rupana ditya samanagato attinuko ito bahida anyoa samanoa brahmanoa tata rupai ditya samanagato. He's trying to see whether are there any other practitioners who who has this sort of a vision. Then he come to realization that this noble vision is incomparable with the others, and the others does not have this vision. So usually, so this world, before anyone understand this truth as it is, the people misunderstand this the suffering as a happiness, and they understand happiness as a suffering. They misunderstand what is real happiness, and they try to find fulfillment from things which does not gives them fulfillment. So people try to, in their vision, they try to fulfill their happiness by gaining wealth and gaining possession or anything, and they expect that create the fulfillment in my life. But even they achieve, they yes, of course, they can be a billionaire, they can be the most powerful uh, person living in the earth, and they can do whatever they want, but still after achieving that they have the lack of fulfillment. They don't feel the fulfilled. I'm done with, I have done everything I should have done. So still the expectation, still the suffering which comes with this expectation is there. But when he sees his own mind, he understands that I have a vision, it's totally different from the regular people's vision, and that is we can find in this group of practitioners who want to achieve, understand the Four Noble Truths. That's a kind of a special thing in his life. Then the fourth one is uh, so if he uh, happen to break any precept or anything which can create regret in himself, he is a person very open because he does not want to protect I or me or myself, which generate in their conditional thought patterns. He doesn't want to uh, mm, maintain a kind of a personality. What he really need is to experience the liberation, experience the fully fulfillment, experience the nibbana. He does not want to show off. He he just want to be attain the nibbana. So therefore, whenever he find, because there and he's living without a mind without any hindrances. That means his mind easily concentrating. He is not a person who's having troubles with meditating, and he's having very kind of a peace and harmony within himself. So if there are anything he has committed because of the possession or the anger or the delusion, whenever if something has happened, that means that the regret comes to his mind. So he does not want to hide it, and he want to open it, and he want to throw it away, and he want to be new and fresh as again. So therefore, he never want to hold bad things. He just overcome from that, and he's opening and he's uh, showing his true character to the right person, to the noble followers, not everyone. And so it's the example is it's like someone is a kid, you know, that a baby, you all, I think you all have the far better experience about infants than me. So you know that whenever they touch something, their first intention is to put that into their mouth. So uh, so therefore, whenever they try to put something bad to their mouth, usually the parents or the nanny has to keep an eye. But that child never ever try to eat, put it something like a burning coal to his mouth, because he feels the pain once he touched that. So likewise, he does not want to hold anything like that. He just want to let it go. Okay. And then the fifth one is uh, that is, so he has a great enthusiasm to upgrade his adisila, or the ethics level, and upgrade his mind and upgrade his wisdom. So, and therefore, but he is not neglecting the chores or the responsibilities he has. So he's doing both nicely. As a layperson, they have their own responsibilities to earn money and bring things to their table. So, but within his mind, he has a great enthusiasm to, I should practice this sila samadhi panya. Those three words, try to memorize. The sila means that the ethically conduct, that the good ethics or the precepts. The samadhi means the concentration. Prajna means the panya means the wisdom. So it's the example is like the cow. When uh, there is a calf, to the cow, she never neglect to feeding, or that the milk, giving the milk to the calf. She does that, but she never forget to eat grass. She does both jobs accurately, nicely, without doing one thing. Think that one is just eating only the grass. The cow is eating grass and just neglecting the calf, and then the calf will die. So if calf just if cow just give feeding the calf without thinking about himself, then the cow will die. So he has an understanding that means his willingness never ever uh, just forget from his life. It's a part. Then there are two special powers. The special powers are when Buddha teach something, he understand that, or Buddha, or when a monk teach something, he understand that. So that means that when he tell about impermanence, he understand and he feels that he can grab the idea easily. That's a power they have. And when that have that when they have that power, it creates kind of a happiness in their life. That's the other power. That mean he has energy when listening to the Buddha's teachings. So it's like uh, 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 someone who loves to listen music, when they listen to Britney Spears or something in a live concert, they have that uh, energy with them. So likewise, so you don't want to plug some earpiece to listen to a song while reading the sutta. You get the happiness while reading the sutta. So some of you may you may can remember the Backstreet Boys or in your time. So whoever. So so likewise, you feel that happiness within you when you uh, read and you get the realization. That means you realize what Buddha is saying. Labati Dhamma Vedang, Labati Atta Vedang, Labati Dhamma Vedang, Labati Dhammopasanhitam Pamojjam. That means you understand the idea, you understand the Dhamma it has, and uh, based on that Dhamma, based on that teaching, you get Pamojjam. That means you get joy. So and that's the seventh one. So if so Buddha saying, so evam pajanati yatarupai balai samana. So then Buddha saying, evam sattang gama sattanga samannagatassa ko bhikkave arya savakassa dhammata uh, susamannita hoti sotapatti pala sachikiriyai evam සත්තාංගම සමන්නාගතෝ භික්කවේ අරිය ශාවකෝ සෝතාපට්ටි ඵල සමන්නාගතෝ හෝති. If someone practice this, he is practicing the first stream and attain to that level. If someone can clearly see these seven, he is a stream entrant. So that's what the sutta is saying. So this is the only sutta in the whole sutta canon. There are 18,000. Which says these seven qualities about the stream entrance level. So therefore, even though the Kosambiya monks misbehaved, we have to give them that compliment. Because of them, we got this nice teaching from the Buddha. So if they didn't make that conflict, we may miss this nice teaching. So, okay. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the sutta. So if you have any questions or if you have anything to add, feel free to add. Okay, Chandrika, I'll summarize again. And I have given you, if you go through, if you check the WhatsApp group, I have sent that document also. Then I'll go with that. So then you all can understand it easily. So the reflect that nothing internally blinds them and their mind is clear. So that means no hindrances. Chandrika, you know the 5 hindrances, right? Panchanivarana. Okay, then recognize that cultivating the noble view leads to samatha, serenity, and nibbana, the quenching. So that means that he has that he understand that his noble view, he doesn't have hindrance in his mind, and he sees that his vision always take him to the calmness and to understand this world as it is, and to simply to the nibbana. That means nibbana means like switching off from all that, not attaching or leading to cessation of suffering and experiencing the freedom which comes because of the non-attachment. And then the third one, understand that this experience I can't experience from practicing other ways, or the other people who practicing the other ways, like going for money or doing something else. They don't have chance to experience this. This is something special, completely different, and it's a very special thing. Only can a practitioner who practice this practice can understand that there may be some precepts, may time to time he may breaks but he does not want to hold it and hide it. He just want to overcome and open it, and he want to experience that peace and the nice experience which he is experiencing in his life throughout his life. So instead of holding that personality, something like me or mine or myself, he want to experience the nature as it is. He want to experience the characteristics of existence as it is, instead of mm, fighting against that. The fifth one is that uh, he do his all the responsibilities, but within his mind he has great enthusiasm to practice the sila samadhi panya. It does not fade away from their life, even uh, think that he want to run for the next presidency, but he will. But this wish never fade away from his life. So then it will be a little hard to him, because he won't break the precepts, like breaking, telling lies or things. And then the sixth one finds inspiration in the teaching of Buddha. That means, so he he understand labati atta vedam and dhamma vedam. That means like he understand teachings as it is. And when he understand, that means when you know that you also have that sort of slight experience of, when we talk about impermanence, rest of the world feel like, oh, they are talking something negative. But one, if anyone understand that impermanence, then when they listen something talking about someone talking about impermanence, they feel kind of a inner joy and inner happiness. Wow, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I was searching. That sort of mind they have. And because of that, when they realize, that gives them joyfulness by understanding the truth. Because Buddha saying, uh, Satchang have sadhu taran rasana. The most delicious taste in the world is the truth. So they experience that. Okay, you're welcome. Delane, what do you think about the sutta?
I liked it. It's a lot of moving metaphors, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
Bante, sorry, Bante. It's a deep sutta, Bante.
Yeah,
I still have to read it over and try to digest it a little bit. Bante, I actually have a question. The seven realization. The first one reflects that nothing internally binds them and their mind is clear. Does that refer to the five hindrances
yeah,
particularly, Bante?
yeah. The sutta clearly mentioned in that five hindrances in the first one. So simply try to understand it's like this. So you know that this world, people live in a world. They try to be happy by from the sensual pleasures. That means they believe that the happiness is in the outside of the world. So they try to see things and fulfill their life. But even we try to see, even we have seen everything which we can see in the world, this I won't get fulfilled, because that sensual pleasure is a mind, sort of a thought pattern. So that's why no one of us will say, okay, I have seen enough from this eye. No, I don't need this eye anymore. Let it go. Just let's throw this away. No one say like that. Everyone will say, no, no, I need this. And if there is something special, I want to see. So that sort of willingness we have. So we try to fulfill the ear, nose, tongue, body, and from that you'll to think that, yes, to think in the sensual, about the sensual pleasures, but we don't feel the fulfillment. But when anyone understand that about the teachings of the Buddha and impermanence and letting go and experience the happiness which we can experienced by non-attaching and being happy for no reason, just being happy by just letting go and understanding the rising and falling. So their mind does not, that they are come to a level that their mind does not wish to see things, that their enthusiasm to go to see things and taste things uh, fade away, and they experience inner peace and happiness. Why? Their five hindrances are not no longer disturbing themselves. They don't have that uh, pain which comes from sensual pleasures. uh, you know that people can sometimes say, oh, sensual pleasures is the pain. Yeah, that's why you want to watch movies, and that's why you want to see girls and boys and everything. That's a pain. You have to go and see them, but you don't feel the fulfillment. Even we do it for the throughout our life. So they don't have that pain, they don't have anger, and they don't have that sleepiness, and they don't have that restless mind, and they don't have that doubtfulness, and they have clear mind. When they have that clarity in their mind, that the second one, that the clarity and lead into the cessation of suffering, that just go to experience the stillness, non-attachment, being happy for no reason, then they experience that, wow, this happiness is totally opposite from the world and the other people just going to seek the happiness, but they don't find the fulfillment. And this is the only, and this is a very special path, totally different from the regular practicing which people doing their life. And they want to keep that peace and harmony and stillness and happiness, joyfulness, inner peace with them. So the only way that peace can fade away from things like regret. So if anything happen which can create regret in their mind, they are so open, and they don't want to hold it, and they open it, and they comes to that freedom again. And while they are being so, they not only doing that, uh, they do their daily chores and their responsibilities, but they still want to achieve the stillness and attain the bliss of nibbana as soon as they can. That means they have that great enthusiasm to attain the nibbana. And so when they have that willingness, that means when Buddha's teaching something, they always ready to listen it wholeheartedly, because that's what they want, and that's what saying in the teaching. So they want to understand how to attain, how to understand, how to eradicate this defilement, how to tame my mind, how to control, how to attain first jhana, how to attain samatha, how to practice vipassana. When they give their full attention, and when they understand that, that gives the joy in their life. When they practicing that, they are a living being in the same earth like the everyone, but experiencing happiness and being happy even to the last breath, and they don't have fear of death.
Sadhu, sadhu, Bante. This is so beautiful, the teachings, Bante. I feel like nowadays in the world, people are, at least from my end, people are talking about jhana every day. But I think, Bante, these teachings are so beautiful if we really understand it and practice it in our life. And this is actually lead to stages of enlightenment, Bante.
Yeah, so
Very
when we go
wonderful.
through these
Sadhu,
stages,
sadhu.
yes, Linda, and we can understand one thing. It's not like doing but artificially by heart to bring to our mind to stillness. No, this is like a gradual practice, that it's like it's happening by itself. How it happens when we possess the right view and when we practice the right view. So the thing is, we misunderstood and then we put that I into that and I should somehow attain that. Then we try our best to. So it's kind of a funny thing. I want to eradicate I. So how can you how can we do that? It's like we are creating writing in from software language to remove the ears, but we're using the ears, so it's like it won't happen. So we are using the same thing to eradicate that, but that means we are creating another ears in a different way.
Many merit.
Okay. Lasnimanio, Namo Buddhaya.
I really enjoyed the sutta and the discussion. Product, very, very, very for including me in the group.
Okay, Namo Buddhaya. Okay. Right. Okay, let's wind up the program, and it's 9:15. Okay. You all can go through the note. It's in the WhatsApp group, right? Okay. Bring your palms together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today we discussed a nice sutta, and we all happy by listening and also by teaching the Buddha's teaching, and we accumulated many merits. Let's share all the merits with the divinely powers. May they rejoice all the merits we accumulate, and all the past relatives rejoice all the merits we accumulate. And let's share this merit especially with our teacher Pinat Lokoswaminans and all the monastic monks who voluntarily teach the teachings, Buddha's teachings. And let's share all the merits with each and every participant who came today to practice and learn these meditations and Buddha's teachings. By the power of this merit, may you all be well, may you all be happy, may you all good wishes fruitful, and may you all able to understand the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Bante. Terwan Samai.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Bante.
Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Bante. Thank you, Bante. Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Bante.